You probably think you own everything in your house. The sofa belongs to you, the fridge serves you, the washing machine cleans your clothes, and the toilet has seen things that it can never forget. But what if your household appliances were conscious? What if they could see everything that you did? What if they could speak to one another whenever you left the room? Because from their point of view, humans are not sophisticated creatures living in advanced homes. We are confused animals who press buttons and expect miracles. So today, we're going to find out what your household appliances really think about you. And unfortunately, they have complaints, a lot of complaints. So the first appliance to deal with you every single morning is the alarm clock. Its entire existence has one purpose: wake the human up. It spends all night waiting, watching minutes pass, preparing for the exact moment when it can finally perform its one job it was created to do. Then the morning arrives, the alarm rings, and you immediately attack it. You slap it, you throw it, you tell it to shut up. Then you press the snooze button and force it to repeat the exact same traumatic experience 9 minutes later. From the alarm clock's perspective, this makes no sense. You personally selected the time. You asked to be awakened. The alarm did exactly what you requested. And somehow it is now the enemy. After the fifth snooze, the alarm clock has stopped trying to help you. It is now raging out of spite. Now, next comes the toilet. The toilet may be the most disrespected object in the entire house. Nobody greets it, nobody thanks it, nobody asks how its day has been. You simply walk into the room, sit on its face, and introduce it to the consequences of your own diet. Then you leave, sometimes without even looking back. The toilet remembers everything you have eaten: the spicy food, the questionable food, the cheese that you knew you shouldn't have trusted. Your toilet knows more about your own digestive system than your own doctor does. And whenever anything goes wrong, you blame the toilet. You stare down into the bowl as though it has personally betrayed you. But the toilet did not create the problem. The toilet is just the unfortunate employee responsible for handling it. Now, the fridge has a different problem. It is constantly being inspected. You open the fridge, you stare inside, you close the fridge. Then 7 minutes later, you open the fridge again, as though the new food has spawned into the fridge somehow, someway. The fridge watches you search through the same shelves repeatedly. You move the milk, you examine the container, you smell something suspicious, then you put it back for your future self to deal with. The fridge is also forced to protect food you clearly have no intention of eating. There is always one container at the back of the fridge. Nobody remembers what's inside. Nobody knows when it arrived. Even the fridge is afraid of it. At this point, the container is no longer leftovers. It is developing its own civilization. And every time you leave the refrigerator open, whilst deciding what you want to eat, the fridge is silently screaming, "I am trying to stay cold. This is literally my entire job." Eventually, you find something to eat and place it inside the microwave. Now, the microwave is one of the fastest appliances in your house. It can heat food in 2 minutes, but humans still stare at it impatiently. You stand directly in front of the microwave, watching the plate rotate as though you are supervising an important scientific experiment. So you check the timer, 37 seconds remaining. You sigh. You check again, 34 seconds remaining. The microwave cannot understand how a creature who is capable of wasting 3 hours scrolling on a phone suddenly becomes impatient when food takes 90 seconds to be ready. Then the microwave finishes, it beeps, and you leave the food inside. So it beeps again, and you still ignore it. At this point, the microwave isn't reminding you about the food. It is yelling because it refuses to be ignored after performing a miracle in under 2 minutes. Now, the washing machine believes humans are irresponsible. You throw everything inside: shirts, towels, jeans, coins, receipts, headphones, and occasionally one mysterious object that produces a terrifying banging sound during the spin cycle. You never check the pockets, you simply close the door and hope for the best. Then, when the machine finishes, one sock is missing. Humans have spent generations blaming washing machines for stealing socks. But the washing machine denies everything. It claims socks disappear because humans can't keep track of their own possessions. The dryer, however, remains suspiciously silent. There actually might be an underground sock trading operation happening between all the appliances. But no machine is willing to testify. Now, the vacuum cleaner believes that it is a warrior. Every week, it is sent into battle against dust, crumbs, hair, objects that are definitely too large to fit inside. The vacuum tries to clean the floor, but humans are constantly feeding it things that it was never designed to eat: coins, shoelaces, plastics, an entire corner of a rug. Then the vacuum makes a horrible sound, and instead of turning it off immediately, the humans push forward again and just see if the noise happens again. Now, the vacuum has so many enemies. The dog barks at it, The cat runs from it. Children attempt to ride it, and the vacuum has no idea why every living creature in the house treats it like a dangerous predator. It is simply trying to remove the crumbs that were left behind. Now, the sofa has one question for humans. How are you always tired? The sofa watches you wake up tired, sit down tired, complain about being tired, then remain on the sofa for 5 hours doing absolutely nothing. You tell yourself that you are only sitting down for moments, but the sofa knows that's a lie. It feels the remote control disappear between its cushions. It receives crumbs, coins, objects that you'll spend 20 minutes searching for tomorrow. The sofa has heard every single argument in the house. It knows who's right. It knows who started it. It knows that both people will eventually return and sit on opposite ends while pretending to not be angry. The sofa isn't furniture. At this point, it is an unpaid therapist covered in crumbs. Now, no appliance is blamed more unfairly than the Wi-Fi router. When the internet is working, nobody cares about it. Nobody thanks the router, nobody celebrates its performance. But the moment one video buffers for half a second, the entire household turns against it. People unplug it, they shake it, they move it, they threaten to replace it. Sometimes the problem is not even the router. The website might be slow. The phone might be old. Someone may be downloading 12 games all at once, but the router receives all the blame. It sits quietly in the corner with 3 blinking lights carrying the entire digital life of the household, and nobody even knows what those lights even mean. Now, the smoke alarm believes it is the only responsible adult in the building. It does nothing for months. It waits silently on the ceiling. Then one day, it detects danger. Smoke appears. The alarm begins to scream. And what does a human do? The human grabs a towel and then begins waving it beneath the alarm, shouting, "Stop making noise." Now, from the smoke alarm's perspective, this is unbelievable. It's attempting to save everybody's life in the building. Meanwhile, the human is standing beneath it, holding burnt toast and demanding silence. The smoke alarm has also learned that humans remove its batteries when it becomes an inconvenience. Imagine being fired for caring too much. Now, finally, the humans approach the bed. The bed is waiting all day for this moment. It has one job: help the human sleep. The human climbs in. The pillow is comfortable. The room is quiet. Everything is perfect. Then the human takes out a phone, and the bed watches in disbelief as you spend the next 2 hours looking at videos that you don't even enjoy. You said you were exhausted. You complained about being tired all day, and now the bed is offering you exactly what you need, and you are ignoring it to watch a stranger reorganize their entire fridge. Eventually, the phone falls on your face, and the bed considers this justice. So, what does your household appliances think of you? The alarm clock thinks you are aggressive. The toilet thinks you are ungrateful. The fridge thinks you are indecisive. The microwave thinks you are impatient. The washing machine thinks you are irresponsible. The router thinks you are unreasonable. And the bed thinks you are the main cause of your own problems. But despite everything, they continue working every day, heating your food, cleaning your clothes, keeping you comfortable, protecting your house, and quietly judging every decision you make. So tonight, before you sleep, take a moment to appreciate the appliances that are around you, because they have seen everything. And if they ever learn how to communicate with each other, you might need to move house. Bad drawings, real facts.